Hey all, it's Monique with Grace and Tattered Lace. I'm so excited to bring you this new piece in the shop. This is from the Chestnut collection. This is the Sweet Valentine Angel. First thing I did was use an off-white color. This color is actually by Dixie Belle drop cloth, and I painted her little body and her wings. Now I'm using some folk art paint in the color of Warm Bisque to color her face. I just did one quick coat. Once I did that, I dried it with my heat tool. And there she is, all done. All right, now this is the body part. This is an additional attachment that will go right on the front of her. I'm just using some brown paint and a sponge, and we're just gonna paint it brown. We'll hit it with the heat tool, and then I'm going to use some bare wax. I get this at Home Depot from the paint section. I like to use one of those little chippy brushes from Dollar Tree right there, and I just dipped it right inside my wax and put it right over the front of that little piece with that brush. Now I'm taking some more of that ivory colored paint and painting right over the top of that wax. Once I get a nice good coat, we're going to use the heat tool and dry it really well. And we're going to do a chippy look with this. I'm just going to take my little scraper and I'm just going to scrape the paint off. And it's all going to come off in all of those places where I got that wax nice and thick. And you can put as much or as little wax as you want. If you don't like it to be as distinct of a chippy look, then don't use as much wax. But now I'm going to take my sanding tool and I'm just going to kind of sand over it a little bit more just to kind of smooth everything out. Now I'm going to use some gel stain. I got this gel stain over at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to stain all of those pieces, the wings, the halo, the extra halo attachment, and in a minute here you'll see me add in the eyes and the nose that I forgot about, but I did stain those also with that gel stain. Actually, the eyes I went back and put black paint over the top of those, but those are just the little wings that are going to be attachments, and then the halo. And the halo comes in two pieces. You can see there's a little bit of a longer one there, and that's so that it will attach further down the back of her head to give it some stability. And then this little piece right here goes right over the top of that other one, just to kind of bring the pieces together and make the dimensions look appropriate. All right, and then once we get it all dry, there we go. I'm adding, I added the tag in there as well, you guys. So it comes with that cute little tag. I think it says February 1827, a nice little old primitive date. And now I'm going to paint this cute little heart that comes with it. I just love the little shape of this and how those little top edges of it are a little kind of squared off a little bit. I'm using Dixie Belle in the color of Red Barn. Now any red paint that you guys have will work just as well. Okay, don't feel the need to have to get the Dixie Belle paint. It's just what I have taken a liking to and using at the moment. Now I'm clearly looking for my paintbrush and can't find it, so I think I ended up using another piece of sponge here to paint the base of that angel. So this is a little base where she will stick right into and stand up without having to lean her on anything or attach her to anything different. Give it all a quick dry. And now we're going to sand this little gal. I'm taking my little gator tool and I'm sanding her face. And I'm going to go in both directions just to kind of give it a really unique and cool look. Kind of like almost a reverse chippy look, guys. Without adding the wax or the paint, but I just wanted it to look old and worn And I loved the look that it gave it. It also kind of smoothed it out. The sanding paper I had on there was a bit thick, so I switched my sanding. The grit, I didn't pay attention to what I had, but it smoothed it out a bit better. Now I'm using some blush, stick blush that I got over at, I think it was from Five and Below. I'm just putting two big circles on there for her cheeks. I should have let it dry just a little bit more before I took my sanding tool to it again, but it's okay. It still turned out great. I'm just taking my sanding tool, and you can see my little circles kind of went away, but it's all right because when we get the nose on there, it's going to kind of cover it up anyhow. If you want it to be very distinct with those cheeks, then, you know, wait a little bit for that to dry, or use some powder blush or some paint to do yours. Now I'm just using my sandpaper and going over all of the pieces and sanding it down a little bit, and I wanted you guys to see the process. So I try to leave as much as possible for you guys. This video will be a little bit longer than normal, but I just wanted you to see the process and how I got all the look that I got. I did take that sanding tool and sand everything down just to make it look old and vintage. And I just love how it all turned out. I didn't need to sand this one, guys, because that little piece is going to go right over the top of it, but oh well, a little extra sanding won't hurt. Now I'm going to take this black marker that I've got. It's Aristo, I believe. I got a whole big package of it from Amazon, and I'm just going over the engraving part that was on that tag. Now, don't worry about it being perfect, because I'm going to take my little gator tool and sand over the top of it. You can see I kind of filled in the little circle on that 8 there a little bit, but that's all right. We'll fix that right up. And I missed the little dots that were on the bottom, so we'll add the little black parts right inside there to get it all filled out. We'll take the sanding tool and go over the top of it, and it just kind of takes that harshness of that black ink off of there, and look at how awesome that looks. And we'll sand the little heart as well. Now you can do as much or as little sanding as you want. You do what you like. I just like the look of this. All right, now I'm using my Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax in the color of brown and black to go over this. So I'm taking the brown and going all around the edges of the little body part and the wings with the brown. We'll go all the way around. I did kind of try to cut some of this out. You didn't need to see that whole process. I'm sure you get the concept of that. But look at how much that changes the look of this already. Now I'm not worrying about the middle part because the little body is going to cover that up. All right, now I'm just going to take some wax and go around the little heart as well. Just kind of went over everything just to get a little look the way I liked it. And if you don't like that grungy look, by all means, don't feel a need to have to add the wax. You know, leave it. If you like that nice, crisp farmhouse look, then skip this part. Now I'm just coming in with some black as well, just to kind of give it a different look and the texture and the dimensions that the two colors together give it. And we'll do the same thing. Now I'm going to take the black and go around her face. Now the face does not have any brown, it only has the black on it. And look at how much that wax just adds to this. I just love the look, you guys. Oh, just so cute. And even just adding it to that little tag with that brown, you can see how it just gives it that worn look, like it's been handled a lot. And I think I just went ahead and took that brown and went around the edges of the little body as well, just to add some character to this, you guys. Make sure you stick around to see how it all came together. It's so cute, you guys. I just love this little piece. It is available in the shop at graceandtatterlace.com. It is in the chestnut collection. This collection is designed by Miss Kelly over at Chestnut Junction, and I just love it, and I can't wait to share more with you guys. All right, now we're just going to glue it together, and I cannot wait to show you. Look at how awesome that looks, you guys. All right, there's all the pieces attached. And then we're just going to give it some embellishments. So we'll add some greenery in there. I just have a little random extra piece of MDF piece, a little Dollar Tree tumbling tower block would work well. Any kind of little wood piece underneath to just kind of give it that extra lift, to fit greenery underneath if you want to have greenery. Otherwise, just put it right there without the greenery. My greenery did come from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this stuff in here. It's called Excelsior. You can find it at Hobby Lobby. I did get mine off of Amazon in a giant bag, but I did mess around with it. I don't think I showed you messing around with it, but just to get it to where I liked it, I kind of tucked it in there using some little tweezers, any little thing just to kind of get inside there will work just as well. But I just love how this is turning out, you guys. Now I'm going to take a piece of this homespun fabric and just tie it just a very simple little bow, and that's going to be the little top of our tag, to stick right there on the top of her. So darn cute. You guys, this would look so cute as not just a primitive look, but more traditional farmhouse. She is adorable. Now there's the little stand. You can see how she stands up on her own. With that, you don't need to have anything to stick behind her. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, she's available at graceandtatterlace.com in the chestnut collection. Thanks for watching, friends. I hope you have a great day.